The idea actually came about almost 2 years ago exactly. During the May holiday in 2022, my wife and I had the chance to visit Kolsai National Park, and through a very, very strange set of circumstances, we ended up meeting the park superintendent. He was very interested in establishing a partnership with the school, and because of our experiences in other places, we recognized it was a really good opportunity for us as a school. And so we then kind of ended up deciding that we would be able to have our students look into building beehives and then eventually installing them in the park. And so as we talked about the project more and more, we recognized that it was a perfect opportunity for us to establish an interdisciplinary project for our grade 9 students involving initially design and science.
As the 9th grade MYP science teacher, I was able to collaborate with the design class, and we were able to make a focus on bee conservation, ecology, and then the creation, design of beehive boxes. And we were able to acquire a beehive box from a local beekeeper that had retired, and that served as a model for the students to look at. And along with research and some teaching from the teacher, they were able to design their own beehive boxes. So with the science information that was given to them and the research they did, the unfortunate decline of bee populations, and then the design and creation of their own beehive boxes, I think students were in a great position to understand how education and their own work can actually contribute to the possibility of solving in their own way or in their small way these real-world problems.
Well, the biggest challenge I had to overcome was getting a class of 24 students to build a beehive. And initially we were going to have 3 beehives built, and then we realized that 3 beehives was a lot of work. And this was one of the largest challenges I've ever taken on as a design teacher. With the students, we deconstructed that beehive. The students learned how that was built. They looked at what they needed to do, and we started building our beehive from that. And as we progressed through, we were realizing that we were going to be successful, and we had 2 really nice beehives.
One of the challenges that I faced in this unit was when we started learning about science. We learned about many different concepts like ecosystems and food chains and food webs, and also about the lifestyle of the bees. And then we actually had to use that knowledge to create a real-life product. And that product was the beehives, but at the same time we had to add characteristics to it so that the bees are able to survive, and then we had to add entrance blockers so that less predators are able to get to the bees. We also painted the beehive white because if it was any other color, then the beehive would have heated up too much, and that wouldn't have fit the lifestyle of a bee.
The supers get extremely heavy when they are filled with honey, and that makes it extremely challenging for the bee masters to lift those supers up. So we needed handles. I had to create the concept idea for the handles entirely by myself. There was no written guideline for how to make them. I had to cut it at a specific angle that I thought might end up breaking our machinery. Thankfully it didn't, and I was able to just create the handles properly without making that specific cut.
But again, another challenge that once we got to Kolsai National Park and we presented these beehives, we realized that it was very different from what they could actually use, which was not a problem. They were very, very happy to have the beehives that we brought. But we found out that they wanted smaller beehives built because the beehives they use are mobile. They take them around to different parts of the park, they place them where the bloom fields are, and thereby getting the bees to give a larger yield of honey as the end result. So knowing what we know now, that will drive our design choices, and that will help the kids build the beehives in the future for Kolsai National Park.
And also with the collaboration with Kolsay Park, I think that was a great example of how they can, with communication and teamwork, can actually work together with other people that are in the same mindset to do similar things. I think with the skills that they learned in collaborating with Kolsay Park, they were able to see how coming together with other people in the same mindset could actually influence in a bigger way than they could on their own.